Oh no. Can you imagine, like, being scared of jelly? Oh no, I can't fuck with jelly. Like, literally, that's how I've been for like 15 or 25 years. Jelly? I don't know what you're talking about. Jelly? I don't fuck around with jelly. Like, oh my god. Because it has fucking sugar in it. It's just retarded. I was just sitting here thinking, why didn't I buy peanut butter and bread? Why didn't I buy jelly? No jelly. It's like, that's so fucking retarded. Just like, I think it's sad because like a lot of these like ideas that are huge things in someone's life, like the food they eat, like a lot of them, when I was like developing all this for myself, like I was like 19 and I was like on every drug possible, like trying to make my life work, you know, around me and shit. And it's like, it's not until I don't know, it's just like, it's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, when you think about how stupid, like, you know, I'm thinking, how stupid is that, right? To say that you can't eat jelly, and it's like, well, how long have you not ate jelly for? And it's like 20 years. It's like, okay, so probably 20 years ago, you told yourself that jelly was bad, right? How old were you 20 years ago? 16. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like, what are you, a neuroscientist? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are you coming up with all these fucking, like, I can't eat jelly, it's just stupid. Can you imagine being 16 years old and just, like, cutting out sugar from your life? And that's, like, what I did. That's basically what I did my whole entire life. Like, starting at, like, 16, like, basically I never ate sugar ever again. You know what I mean? Like, at 16, you're still, like, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, 11 years old and 16 aren't that far apart from each other. You might as well say you're 11, you know? And it's just like, I'm really not that fucking retarded. It's just like making life so fucking hard for yourself. It's like, oh my god. Like, I literally just thought about it too. Like, why didn't I get jelly? It's like, that's why. Because when I was 16, I gave up sugar. And honestly, what I think really was going on is that, like, I'm super fucking strong now, like, mentally and emotionally and shit like that. So I would hope spiritually too. And what I've noticed is that, first of all, a lot of foods, whether it be me personally or just like in general for everyone, there's like a lot of foods out there. Like, a few nights ago, I ate something and then I ate something else, and both things back to back caused a different allergic reaction in me. The first thing was like an Indian, like in some type of Indian food, I don't even know. And within 2 seconds, I couldn't get out of bed. Like, I fell asleep for an hour. And I said to myself, I've never been so tired after a meal. Like, there's something up with that shit. So then I woke back up, and like whatever it was not only made me sleepy, but it didn't fill me up. So I wanted to eat again. the next thing I ate broke me out in hives. And it's like, if you're in tune with yourself, and here I'm almost like, I'm 36, right? So it's like, there's no excuse at 36 to kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to know, identify really strong, like, bad things and, like, know how to cope with them and know how to say, I'm not going to go there because that's, like, retarded and scary. You know what I mean? Like, but for instance, to have, like, 2 different types of allergic reactions back to back, like, that's actually really hard to cope with. Like, I don't know if that's emotionally or mentally or spiritually or physically, but it's like, that's really, really difficult. Another thing is, like, you know, I really stopped eating when I was like 16 years old. Like, I really fucking did. And I can't believe it. I can't believe I had to go through that shit. But it's like, now, look, like, now I don't never intentionally starve myself, right? But it's like, a lot of times I'll be not eating enough. And what I've noticed is that, like, this is so scary, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Okay, what I've noticed is this, like, 2 things. Is that when you wear yourself out, you might as well go slit your throat. Like, you just might as well go slit your throat. Because, like, there's no coming back from getting worn out. You know what I mean? If you're worn out, you have to take time to get back to normal. You don't progress anymore. You're actually harming yourself. You know what I mean? So many times, whether it be through exercise or not eating, I would be so worn out that I was making myself, like, I was killing myself, and I didn't even realize it. I thought, like, the harder you pushed yourself, like, the better you were. And it never clicked to me, like, that's not good. And, like, I almost think that, like, maxing out and stuff is not healthy. Like, when people say, like, go till, like, you're fatigued and weak, I don't think you should ever be in, like, pain like that. Like, I think that's doing more harm than good. And so it's like, I always thought to myself, like, I just kind of want to strive to, like, be, like, in a fun zone. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it in the fun zone. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be whatever you're doing, like, let's keep things, like, in the fun zone. Because otherwise you're going to be doing more harm than you are good. So anyways. So whether it be through, like, exercise or, like, I won't, like, I'm gone throughout the day, so I won't even have, like, enough food for me, rarely ever. And I've been changing my diet so much. So there's so many fucking times that I will be starving, which I think is horrible for you, by the way. Like, never become starving. That is not in the fun zone. You are doing a lot more harm. Like, you're just hurting yourself. Like, you're actually hurting yourself. Like, you have to understand that. So anyways, this is my point. So I'm 36. Like, I know almost everything. Like, I've experienced almost everything at 36 because maybe this shit started so young for me. I don't know, but what I fucking noticed is this. It's really, really, really difficult to, like, be with yourself when you're hungry and stuff like that, okay? Like, it's almost impossible. And, like, it's really, really hard to cope with. It's like taking a knife, and you've never seen anyone take a knife and do this 100 times, you know what I mean? Most people can only do it one time, and they're just like, wouldn't ever do that again. Or, I'll do it again, but in a week from now. So it's like, when you're, and a bunch of these times, not only was I hungry, but I was also doing too much exercise. And that's just like doing this like 100 times. Like, and I wasn't really, it wasn't clicking to me that I was so bad. This is my point. So, it's like hard to do that. Like, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, it's really hard to be present while that's going on. You know what I mean? And what I think was that it was so difficult for me to do that stuff at 16 and stuff, that's why I was drinking so much. And it's like, because I was in so much pain. Like, physical pain, emotional pain, being numb, like not knowing what's going on, that I would drink so fucking much. Like I would always have to be drunk. And like I could barely exist. Like I actually remember like being 16 and stuff like that, going through what I was going through. My fuse was like this big. Like I couldn't exist. Like I could barely exist in the moments. Like it was so sad to think that at such a young age people can go through such hard things. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I basically couldn't, like I was having to drink all the time. Like it was actually too much for me. Like I actually, like breaking down was like drinking, and I did not know that. But it's like, I think I grew up around people, like people that were like teaching me about life. Like they were jealous of me or something. They wanted me to harm myself. They tried to teach me that, you know, the more you suffer, the better you are. Like life is about suffering. Like you have to suffer. And it's like, I'm trying to still get out of all those lies, you know, because it's like the stuff that was, they tried teaching me and stuff and making me be, which I think it was like forced. It's like hard to undo because like the stuff was happening like at such a young age. Like you need to suffer. You need to always be like causing yourself suffering. Like, oh my God, all that for that. It's like, you have to understand, if someone else is going through this, they might not know that yet. Like, why am I drinking like this? It's like, it's because you have to. You're having to fucking drink to get out of what you're doing to yourself. It's whatever you're doing throughout the day is too much. So you're having to drink. Ow! I really believe that too. It says, like, really? I don't know what to tell you. I think this is so funny. There's not a lot of like really attractive people out there. There's really not. And I think one of the most natural things that happen when people see these, you know, shooting stars is that they want them to suffer. Like they deserve to suffer. They deserve to suffer. Like I might only see one out of 100 people that what I'm talking about. I want them to suffer. Like whenever you see someone that's like tall and skinny and pretty, whether that be a guy or a girl, notice that it's always height. It's always height. If you're a short girl or a short guy, first of all, if you're a short guy, But if you're a short girl, this isn't happening to you. If you're tall and skinny at a certain height and pretty, where you're a dime a dozen, people always look at you and they want you to suffer. They think you are most deserving of all people. Like, how dare you? How dare you be a shooting star? How dare you be one of 100? You deserve to suffer. And they really believe that. The only person that truly deserves to suffer are the ones that I'm talking about right now. Tall, skinny, and attractive. If you're average height, you're not fucking around. You ain't fucking with them. If you're average height. I am not lying either. That's really how it is. Because I think they also too think they're obviously intelligent. But notice it's not someone's It's not someone's intelligence that they're offended by. It's not the intelligence of people. It's like, it's a given that these people are smart. But that's not what's offending them. You know what I mean? I really fucking believe that shit too. Oh my god, my stomach hurts so bad. But like, oh my god. Like, think about it. That's like being like burnt at the stake, you know? And who's to say that even goes on with men? What if it's only, I'm talking about as women, and it's like, think about it this way. Why is it a dime a dozen? Why is it 1 in 100? Why is it a shooting star? It's because how many people want to be burned and stoned on a stake? You know what I mean? No one does. Not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people want to be in that position where they're having stones thrown at them. Do I have a partner? What does that mean? I have to go get my cigarettes. Be sweet. So basically, you agree with me too. You agree with me too. And I don't really know why I think that, but I just do. Like, as one of these shooting stars, like, I've oftentimes wondered, like, how are people ugly? You know what I mean? Like, I would literally question that, like, how are these people ugly? I don't get it. What do you mean by life is a game for me? Oh, it's 5:30. This one, tears. Life is a game for me. What the fuck does that mean? Like, I just need to, like, I don't need to do that. I just need to get in the shower. I just told myself all these things that I had to do, and it's like, no, I just, like, really need to hurry up, because I just took an hour break. It's like, but in heaven, supposedly everyone's like beautiful and pretty. Okay, so you're not gonna respond. And I'm about to leave. Oh my gosh. I have to go back outside. I didn't bring my fucking shit with me. In fact, I don't even know where it's at. Actually, this is what I'm trying to do. Don't go outside too hot. Dill audit. Okay, I could bring my coffee and then it's like that's a lot of work. If I had to bring my coffee with me, my hot water with me, and that with me. That's a lot of work. Oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I'm literally gonna have like a mental breakdown.